Edward, you have a couple of issues on your hand at this very moment. She failed. So, she is now going to make a resolve plus composure roll. She needs successes. Resolve. Pretty decent resolve. You see her instinctively react. She kind of lurches towards you, and her hand pulls back as if she's going to reach out and do something. But then you see her close her hand very tightly, and she steps back again. And her hand is doing that where you're trying to hold it steady, but it's still shaking, whether you want it to or not. Sorry. About lost my cool there, sorry. Oh, things are gonna get a little bit more difficult now, aren't they, between us? I have a feeling here.
I've got a feeling you might be right. So how about you play your hand, I show you ours. Cards on the table, so to speak.
Well... Okay, she failed. Again. That momentary sense of composure she had is again gone. And she reacts instinctively. You were somewhat ready, so what's your defense?
5.
Earn a point of willpower because she wants this. She takes a swing, not really directed at you, more so directed at the lighter in your hand. Obviously, as she misses her target, you hear a small snarl in her throat.
I will snap the lighter shut.
She begins inhaling and exhaling air in almost in a very forced fashion. It's, from what you can tell, it's more so to create sound than anything else. Her eyes shine.
Bishop, you muted.
I'm muted?
You saying something? No, I thought Bishop was. Were you saying something?
You're still muted.
We can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Okay.
On my side, it's my fault. I was just saying this quick reaction does seem a bit odd. Is it possible for us to start to narrow down what we may be facing here? Because there's a lot of unexpected disclosures happen from her side.
It's definitely an identification tactic.
I'm thinking.
Let's do this, yeah.
So, who's going to be the primary actor with 2 occult?
I will call it an specialization.
So go
This is
ahead and
bacon.
risk your willpower.
I'm going to. What's the dice pool?
Your
With
dice pool doesn't come into play quite yet. So for those that are assisting, you're going to be either wits investigation, collecting evidence.
I can cover that.
Wits plus stealth doesn't really make sense here. And I'll allow Wits Occult, but this Wits Occult is going to be more you pouring through your memories, essentially, rather than active research.
So wits investigation.
Oh, collecting evidence.
Oh, I'm refreshing
I'm doing
this.
wits and occult.
Okay.
Nothing.
So you add 1 to your dice pool. Now, to answer your question, your dice pool is intelligence plus occult
Yeah. Okay.
plus 1. And
Plus 1.
I get to resist.
All right, that's what we do have as well. Okay, so 2 success. I rolled it. Yep.
So that's wits, or sorry, for me it's manipulation plus subterfuge plus rank, or potency, rank, potency, whatever. Got a decent pool for this, but you also have a pretty decent pool. Eyes go to the defender.
And there is us or us, I guess, right? In this case, or
She's
her.
she's defending against you, trying to figure out what she is.
Okay. Poltergeist of this.
All right. And
We just want for people not to get hurt. We don't care what you're taking from Habitat of Humanity. These are just things. People like their things, and you probably shouldn't be stealing them. But we want the killing to stop.
I would love for the killing to stop. But I don't think that's going to be an option anymore. And that's when Edward, he turns to look at you, and as part of the failure of that tactics roll, an automatic success gains an automatic success of a supernatural power. Mesmerize. as she holds you in her gaze for just a little longer than usual.
Can I make a roll for reflexive wits and composure roll to detect an impending ambush?
Absolutely.
I have danger sense, so I'm gonna be 2 dice up on that.
Yeah.
Wish I could. I think this is a very good idea, Sasha.
Something is coming.
Yeah, I think it might be me.
I am not above cold cocking you.
I've got a shotgun, I'd recommend it.
Now, as that look ends, kind of goes, now, I think it would be best for everybody to take a step back and cool off at this moment before things turn ugly.
I'm looking at Edward and Sasha as reactions to this.
Sasha's gonna shift on her feet, but she's not explicitly moving backwards. She's still got her hand on her concealed weapon.
And Edward?
Is that actually the command, or is that...
That's not the command. She's not issuing. She's making a suggestion for everybody. It's not a command. It's one of those things. She's suggesting it to the group, as it were. She's still talking to 3 of you as if you're one entity. You know, she's not specifically, you do this, you do that. She's just saying, maybe we should all chill out.
Seeing that none of us are taking a step back,
I will, yeah, I'll take I will move back at least.
okay.
Just to kind of put a little distance between us, because I think I was closest.
I'm also, like, as on that, I'm also gonna give a little bit of space to the left wing of the Edward as they were. Sasha is behind us.
Yeah.
In physical proximity.
She also takes a step back. You would all notice her step back is skewed. She is moving so she is closer to the van and the other individuals who are still around the van, but they seem to have finished whatever they're doing and they're more so waiting on her. You can kind of tell one's tapping their foot, 2 others are talking with each other while the ruffian, is still kind of leaning up against the side of the van, just watching everything.
Bishop will take some discreet pictures of the van as now we are close. The license plate, her and the people. Several pictures.
Alright, so, are there any other questions I can answer before I take my leave?
As it says with you, why don't you tell us who the others were, and maybe, just maybe, we work out a deal.
You know what we want.
No retaliation from us. We find the ones who started all of this, maybe. We'll give you 24 hours. Get out of town when we're done.
Say finding the one who started all of this. That's a major. Oh. She kind of sighs and shakes her head.
I don't
That's.
know how far. I don't know how far this goes back with you. Whoever started this in town. something of a keepers of the peace.
Started it. We just care who can end it. Because you just said you don't think that you can stop the killing. So who could?
Sorry for my manner of speech here, but I know it's not proper, and I'm supposed to be prim and proper, but girl, if I had the answer for that, these nights would be so much simpler, honestly. They really would be. Right now, my family taking pot shots at each other because nobody knows how to properly react to the things. And you over there, points at Bishop, I'm gonna really need you taking those pictures. That's illegal. I hope you know. I do not consent to those photographs being taken.
You seem to be a nice poltergeist. So I just want to state that you are facing modern day crusaders and your heart seems to be at the right place. My colleagues were trying to help you achieve the same goals. Don't you understand who we are?
Look, achieving the same goal here is... Listen, achieve the same goals here. Resources need to be expanded upon. There's nothing you can do as individuals to do that. And that's where the problem lies. This family feud, as it is my family's own resource war, as it is. There's a resource that all of us need, all of us desire. And that resource is getting smaller and smaller by the day. Most of us just don't want to be in pain anymore. So we fight over this reason. Kill each other over this reason. We don't want other people to be hurt because people are the resource in this particular scenario. So it's in honestly our best interest to make sure that innocents don't get hurt. We only want to hurt those that are competing for the same resources as us. And we're trying to keep it amongst very, sometimes blurry lines of allegiance. There's really only one side that, if you were to find one of my wayward cousins, as it were, if you were to find one of them, there's only one thing me and them could agree on, and that's this so-called brood, this third branch of our family tree. It's to be completely go. That's the only thing that we can work on, and since you know what, I feel like I may be wasting my breath here.
You're
No, I
not.
don't think you.
You are
I don't
not
think you are.
demon spawn. Why do you
No.
beat around the bush? It's the souls of innocents you are talking about with that resource. We understand. We do.
I am
What-
not demonic by any stretch of the name. You
We found a creature. We found a creature that was in terrible pain and was doing terrible things because of its pain. You are burning this city down. You talk of your narrow resource. If you can't expand the supply, you have to reduce the demand. Your actions are having consequences that even if you're somehow able to keep the police away, you can't keep everyone away. Our priest is right. We're the tip of the spear of all these people who are willing to come in here, and they will not tell that you are one of the good guys trying to spare lives. They will burn you all. This is your chance to work with wary friends before you face hardened enemies.
You look like a good poltergeist. We can exorcise your cousin. I know that's what you want to ask, and you are going with that. You can't say it out loud.
God damn it, Bishop. She's not responding to that. Let's
But she
put
keeps
aside...
saying resources, and like she doesn't want to offend us. It's human souls. You seem to be one of the good guys. We'll exorcise your cousin. Just give us the name.
One of the good guys who started 5 fires just tonight. Real hero action right there.
One of the better. It's relatively speaking. Here, Edward.
Also, Padre, pretty sure not a poltergeist.
I still, I'm
Okay.
I'm on the fence on that.
Listen. Yes, I'm beating around the bush because there are certain rules I have to follow. All have to follow. Certain rules that make up society, so society can keep functioning. There are certain rules I follow. There are certain rules that I'm sure you follow. I get the sense that if you're willing to work with us, there's stuff we can discuss a little bit more openly. But I need one very crucial thing at this moment in time.
Not our souls. Not our souls. That's not on the table.
I need you to destroy that phone. And that one is a... She looks directly at Edward. I need you to destroy that phone.
Edward, don't destroy your phone. I'm playing dumb here.
I'm guessing that is...
That is the command.
Isn't it? I don't even have the supernatural stat. Here we
Are we
go.
talking about my phone here? Yes, we are. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2.
Is... It's... Okay. You rolled resolve. Okay, so this is going to be intelligence, expression, and dominate.
Ooh.
Needs to be.
Expression. No, I do not want to add in manipulation. I don't want to add in that. There we go. That's a more reasonable dice roll. There you go.
So, yeah, plan is wrench the phone out of your hands, smash it with the stock of the shotgun.
I'm quite shocked. Like, I trust Edward, of course. So he's
don't know if
going
you
with
wanna-
that.
If you're counting this as being completely surprised by this, there will be no defense. So, Edward, you just need success on a, I'll say dexterity brawl, since you're just grabbing something from a hand.
Same roll. 2. And it's, as Edward does this as well, it's, you mentioned before about when you called out for ODs, it's the same like look in the eyes when he does it. It's just grab.
I mean, what have you done to Edward, demon spawn? Did you try to get his spirit? Are you that low?
Padre,
Sasha's
I'm right here.
Edward, you realize what you did?
What?
The phone that was given to me by the Pope himself. It's now broken on the ground. Look at this.
What he just
That's almost like a holy phone. And it's broken.
what he just did was cement our cooperation.
It's a phone. I mean, I don't want to bring that up again, but it was a holy phone. I know you're a good poltergeist, but
What phone? What phone are you talking about?
I'm pointing towards. You just cracked it. Don't you remember, Edward? I'm looking at Sasha.
Is this like a
Sasha's-
podcast thing again? Just having one of these turns, gets an idea and runs with it.
Did you ask your cousin to get into his body? We know all your tricks, demon spawn. Did you just manipulate him like that? If we are gonna work together, you need to stop doing that. You can't occupy our sacred bodies. No.
Sasha is just kind of warily looking between all of them and going to turn back to the antagonist and say, he's not always crazy. We need to police our own. As you said, this was a surgical thing that you took care of with your own people. We need to settle our own disagreements among ourselves.
You can't do this.
We've given you all our answers and all our motivation.
So, let us start anew. New leaf, new feather, whatever you want to call it. I am Juliet.
My
I'm
name's
taking it back
Sasha.
a little bit. You can call me Bishop or Father to you.
Edward.
Sasha, Edward, and Father.
Approvingly.
So, now that there is tension in the air, can start to die down a little bit. If you are honestly willing to help me, produces a business card from her jacket pocket. Let's talk tomorrow night. Come around the address on this card after sundown.
This seems to be a bit urgent. Maybe morning time. We are still in town. We could just,
Morning's not gonna work for me. I've got critical engagements to deal with all day.
So tomorrow evening then.
tomorrow evening.
She does extend her hand out to see if anybody's willing to shake.
Yeah, Sasha's will deliberately shake her hand.
She shakes back. It is a very firm, business-like handshake. You can definitely tell she definitely has a bit of business acumen, as it were.
Mm.
And You don't even realize it, but she's also got a little bit of sleight of hand, as her business card ends up in the palm of your hand as she turns and walks back to the van. You hear in a very commanding voice, "All right, everybody, we got what we need. I'll make the calls and gotta hit the road out of here." Another voice. "What about them?" "They're fine." Within the next few moments, the engine of the van comes to life, and they make their way to the north, heading towards the Elk River.
I'm gonna turn towards Sasha and Edward. Guys, did we just become accessory to arson, or maybe I'm...
We survived. That's what we did. Look at what Juliet did. Because she did make you smash his phone.
I believe you.
Edward, you remember
And-
that, right? Yes.
Her hand
It's
was
black. It's just dark. Not that
Her
I come
hand
to
was-
and you say.
her hand was powerful. There are more people there. She said that she was here on an agenda. She always talked about her family. We were a hair's breadth from getting killed by her. And let's be honest. Those two knuckleheads at the other fire wouldn't be able to avenge us. We got through, and now we're gonna have to get deeper into this mess.
So I say we keep this going. We may have this meeting tomorrow, see what comes of it.
Guys,
But
I
no
have
account.
a
No
little
account.
confession to make. I feel like I've been maybe wrong about Juliet. What if she's not a poltergeist? But she possessed you. You must understand something happened there, no?
I believe you. Like I say, I don't know. Just go back and there's nothing. Just sort of darkness, like memories ain't my own.
Don't remember at all. That's scary. Sasha, have you heard of anything like this? Like poltergeists doing these?
All I'm
I-
grateful for is at least it wasn't your phone. I mean, she could have had me open fire on you.
I know
Yeah.
you wouldn't have done that. It's the Pope's personal phone. It's in pieces now. It's sad,
Don't
but
worry. I'm sure he was due an upgrade at some point.
you're right. It was a flip phone. I was bound for one.
Why do flip phones always end up in my game? Somebody always ends up with a flip phone.
You didn't say it was the current pope. We're
No,
gonna be talking
no, it
about
was
like
a
5
pope.
popes back.
It's true. It's a tradition among the exorcists.
There's always a flip
You get
phone in my
preview.
games.
You get the previous Pope's phone.
Okay. Just the sheer fact that it's a new player that's like, it was a flip phone, and I'm like, and there's the flip phone in this game.
There it is. There it is.
So I said we keep her at arm's length. We see what she wants.
Is there something we can do in this location or the others?
Question:
Maybe
What's the-
get more.
What's the fire
Do
doing?
we start hearing sirens?
It is
Yeah.
still dead silent outside of the crackling of the flames nearby.
Okay. Thought maybe since they had left.
Still no sirens going to none of the fires. This is not brooding very well. Either go back to the church or back to our compound and maybe reassess what we can find out. I mean, there's something going on here. Why the city officials aren't responding? Okay, a family of poltergeists duking at each other, but what would the city officials? Are they possessed too, and they don't remember? I'm shuddering to think.
I don't. What if there's people in there? Going back, talking about it.
Are we willing to do what's necessary if there are people involved, associates of this poltergeist?
Can I I'm just wondering if there's anything nearby that can potentially jury rig as a gas mask of sorts.
Oh.
Right, even if there's like a thrift store or whatever that's got one of those
There is a thrift
masks.
store. It's on fire.
I was hoping there was another one nearby that wasn't quite so ablaze.
Let's see.
If there is one, there must be another one.
There's an electrical supply store right behind it. There's a plumbing store and bathroom supply store, not too far away. But obviously you would have to go to those locations.
Wet shirt. I mean, you can breathe through a wet shirt kind of like a gas mask. It's better than nothing, at least.
Edward, what do you have in mind? Is it like we go inside these fires and all that? Is that preparation for it?
I just, someone might be in there. She said something of her family. What if we've been making a deal with the devil right now? Somebody's still alive in there. Maybe we can hear another side of this. Maybe save somebody's life in the process.
Yeah. At the very least, we need to know more about Juliet. And knowing what she needed to burn might give us more insight.
Yeah. Do I remember the license plate of the van?
Live, off the top of your head, what's the roll for memory again? It's
Intelligence composure.
intelligence composure. Thank you.
All right. Shall I roll?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
All right. Let me try to remember. Every clue counts. Intelligence plus composure. All right. I'm trying that. Whoa, 4 successes. But I did a 9 again. 9 again was wrong. But I got 2 10s. There was no 9, so actually it was ineffective.
Okay, cool. So 4 successes. Yes, you can remember all the numbers of the plate.
Perfect. Just writing that down. Something as a clue. I mean, we got to read it. We have the morning. She seems to be occupied. I don't know what would a poltergeist business in the morning, but she seems like she was busy. Do you guys think we should do a little bit of a background check? Who owns these buildings and whatnot? Old school little investigation. And we know more about our poltergeist family.
I mean, we can definitely do that, but later. Right now, the fire's here.
Is the fire still going on or burned down?
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, it's going
still
on.
going
That's still
on.
going, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull off, basically rip off a sleeve of shirt, and then start kind of wrapping it around itself and sort of putting it over my mouth as much as I can.
Wet bandana type of thing. I'm also gonna do basically that, and
You keep low, you go into the smoke where you can. Crawl if you have to.
I'm just screaming inside. Hey, anybody in the fire? Is there anybody? Am I hearing anybody saying help, help, or anything from the fire?
Roll perception at a -3 because fires are actually incredibly loud once you're in them.
I would, yeah. So wits and composure with -3. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's a lot of creaking. This place was... They were very methodical. You can see where they started the fires. You can see how the fire's spreading.
Yeah, I'm gonna hunker down. Oh, can I hunker down and start to make my way through?
Yeah.
Doing like full-on crawl if I have to. So I'm hopefully under the smoke. That's what it'll get you.
Sasha?
I'd like to. I'm also going to be trying to look at the building and all that, but I think I'm trying to more investigate what precisely happened. Like, are there discarded gas cans that look like a bomb? Like, again, knowing more about Juliet, is helpful.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll. I would say yours is going to be intelligence plus investigation, since you're looking for specific things. Now, to finish answering Bishop's question, it is a very loud, chaotic mess in here. So it is difficult to tell. You hear things that sound like groans, though. But they are deeper inside, so you're going to have to risk yourself to get to them.
Yeah. Sounds like somebody maybe that. I'm basically just yelling to Edward also the way that I think in that area I'm hearing something, so myself or Edward may end up going in that just to guide them. I'm hearing something from there.
I will take that advice.
Okay. Now, Sasha, with your one success, you're able to uncover a couple of things. There are no gas containers or anything like that. This was methodical. This was thought out. You see... You see how flammable materials, you can see like still not all the papers are burned, but they are currently on fire. You can see, it seems like every electrical socket you see that there's a stack of papers. You see that as you kind of approach one of them to get a closer look, you see that there is a very deliberately, from what you can tell, burned out surge protector. You can tell it's burnt deliberate because as you kind of flip it over, there's no screws sealing it together. This has been opened. Juliet and her associates definitely seem to be making this more methodical and trying not to arouse too many suspicions that this is out and out foul play.
Yeah. They've done a good job of disguising the arson.
Unlike the previous buildings, which, from all accounts that you've heard so far, seem to have been Molotov'd.
Yeah.
Edward.
Well, that's good.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that's how it goes. At least it's slightly reassuring that we're backing the better devils in this.
At least smarter devils, maybe.
As you crawl in the direction Bishop pointed out, you do eventually see a relatively young woman, can't be older than 25. She's kind of holding her head, groaning. She's as low to the ground as she can. She's kind of holding her head. You can already see that there's blood trickling from her head, and it looks like her leg has been deliberately broken. It's... You've seen this type of injury before in the military, when somebody takes a stiff boot to the side of your shin.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but I'm gonna get you out of here. You hear me? But this is gonna hurt. Ain't no way of sugarcoating that.
You kind of see her, blinking. Her eyes are... You're close enough to see that her eyes are completely... You almost can't see what color they are because of the amount of how red her eyes are from the smoke. You
Okay, you feel that? That's my hand, all right? You understand me? You squeeze my hand.
She squeezes your hand.
All right. And with that, I will quickly rip off the other sleeve, twist it on itself, and say, when I pick you up, I want you to bite down on this, all right? You don't breathe in. Don't breathe in. You promise me that.
You see a nod of her head, and as she bites down, you see her inflate her body as she takes a very large breath before she bites down.
And with that, pick her up and just keeping low as I can. I want to run for the windows, the doors, whatever is nearest.
I am for a roll here. You hear you feel her go to scream, but you feel her also then tighten her body and just... You hear just the vaguest... as she is able to stifle the scream, and... I need an athletic stamina at a -2 as you run through smoke.
Yeah.
Can I do teamwork to help him in any way after finding out, like maybe open some little path or something myself?
Right now, with the way the fire is on this place...
I'm willpower it. 4 successes.
4 successes.
All right, it's not even necessary. Never mind. Go with it.
You're able to push out the same way you came in. You found it rather difficult to get to walls, to check windows and the like, because, as Sasha somewhat noted, these fires definitely started at the walls to make them look more natural.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like, it's now because I'm like half stood up. It's like I am just like feeling my way across whatever, just like pushing stuff out of the way.
Sasha and Bishop, since you are still low to the ground, I'm assuming you would be able to see Edward booking it out with somebody.
Yep. Gonna go help. Does look like he will need. Yeah, definitely going for it.
Yeah, I'm getting out of the building.
It isn't too long, and you guys do get a significant distance away when Flashpoint happens.
Mm-hmm.
I actually used the correct term.
Backdraft. You got the air.
It's like a explosion or inferno inside the fire. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what.
Yeah,
it's,
backdraft. It's when you get a passage of air that just carries the flame round.
Yeah. Sorry, I for some reason thought it was Flashpoint. My bad. But yeah, the building goes.
Oof.
think we chose the wrong day to be heroes.
Very wrong day. Is there any emergency response, ambulance or anything, or are we still like all on our own type of thing?
It's still dead. Dead silent. All you can hear are vehicles. The few vehicles that do go by, they're going by at, let's just say they're going above the speed limit.
They're just running away. Do we need to take her to the hospital? I'm, looking at Edward and Sasha.
We're gonna have to call an ambulance. We can't carry her to the hospital.
Agreed. That's kind of where I'm going with. Either we got to get a vehicle or emergency response. You see 911. Let's call again. But if it's the same thing, we are in real trouble.
She kind of.
I will give you my phone. I would like to do a once over medical on.
I'm looking. It's not a flip phone, right?
No.
How do you use this? Like, do you unlock this like face? I'm looking at the face. Open it. It's not opening.
I'm just turn around, and they'll touch the thumb.
Okay. Okay. My new phone's gonna be pretty cool then. All right.
She takes the part of your sleeve out of her mouth and she goes, No ambulance right now. Please, no. I can recover. Don't worry. I can 100% tell you I can recover.
What do you mean you can't recover? Looking at her legs. What do you mean you can't recover? There's no recovering from that.
Sasha's gonna crouch down to be a little closer to the woman. Hey, the people who did this, who destroyed that building and set it on fire, they were stealing something from the premises. Do you have any idea what that was?
You can see her breathing's still somewhat labored. You can tell she's in pain. Can that type of question wait? Can it? Yeah. I know I'm asking for a lot right now, but
You're asking to not have an ambulance and that you'll be okay, but you don't want to help us figure out what's going on here because you're in too much pain.
She takes a shaky breath and she goes, what they were stealing were specific documents not related to the business here. Related
Family documents?
Listen, okay.
Is it contracts?
These people are not human. They're not. They were stealing medical documents that my employers. She kind of nods at that term, like, yeah, that's a good term. Employers were collecting regarding people's they were stealing medical documents. I really don't want to reveal other people's medical information. At least not until I know, until I can actually see and get some water. Does anybody have any water?
I'm gonna give some water. My child, this is gone way beyond that. You are speaking with people specialized in dealing with this stuff. Look at us. We are the pros. So, tell us, please.
Intelligence plus medicine, Edward. You said you were doing a once-over?
Yeah. What have I done?
While this conversation's going on, Edward is doing a quick medical evaluation.
Not exactly the best medic, but I'll take those two.
We suspect that they are not human. We they're poltergeists, aren't they? We know that they have something going on. You can't tell us.
What we know is that they destroyed that building and they think you died in that fire. If they don't, what are they going to do next? What's the next level of escalation?
Okay.
We're here and we want to help, and we
Yes.
want you to help us.
So, let me get to Edward's role first. Edward. I mean, very clearly a shattered shin bone. Smoke inhalation. Some minor burns on her body, but nothing super severe. Some scratches. It looks like maybe at one point she may have taken a bullet in the upper arm. But all in all, she's in relatively decent condition. She's not essentially going to go under like immediately. Now, once adrenaline wears off, she may go unconscious from the pain that she's in. But all in all, she's lucky.
So she doesn't want an ambulance, just water. I'll tell you what I could do with something stronger myself.
Let's go back to the church. I mean, the Father gave us reprieve. And as you know, for Sundays, there's some stronger in-Bible materials are available there. It's a block from here.
You know, I think there's a special circle of hell for those who get a little bit wasted on communion wine.
But we are the soldiers of God. You must realize there is some reprieve given for such things. Emergencies being what it is, Edward.
Just help me up.
What about you? What do we call you? People want you dead. I understand you won't want to give us your real name.
No. My real name's my name's Mary. I came from Baltimore, originally.
I'll tell you what, you stay with us. We'll take you somewhere. You'll be safe. And while we go, you stay with me and you tell me about Baltimore.
And then she starts detailing the school that the college she attended there. And as the camera pulls away from the scene, as it were, with Sasha, Edward, and Bishop heading back to the church with Mary in tow, the fire begins to die down just a little bit after having reached its explosive final point. On a telephone pole, not too far away, but far enough to where the flames are of no consequence, a large dog-sized owl lands on a perch and kind of cocks its head and watches the four of you leave, eyes burning bright yellow in the night.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Hunter the Vigil, Critical Measures, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, why must those who hunt monsters hunt themselves?